All right, hey guys, Zach Elmblad from Elmblad Media Group again, and I'm here with King Charles, the rapper, also known as my cousin Casey. He is a Flint celebrity, bartender, and rapper and musician. He cut his chops out in Albany, New York with Dr. Magnum, as well as a touring instructor for a drum and bugle corps, right?
Well, yeah, and I've worked with Winter Drum Lines and stuff like that, and I was a performer in drum corps and whatnot.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, like...
Rudimentary Introduction 101.
Right?
King
He's being humble about it, but he did tour the entire country, like, instructing and playing. Yeah, like,
DCI. If you're a DCI fan, you know what it is. If you are, you know how it's a unique world to describe. But drum corps is kind of a niche. To the niche market, people take that world kind of pretty seriously. I used to definitely take that world pretty seriously.
I mean, it's a serious game. You're playing at a high level, you're filling stadiums with people, or at least performing in stadium-sized venues.
It is true. Yeah. And you're it's weird to be such a small part of such a large thing that's like, oh my god, the like paperwork and the tour planning and shit like that.
Sure, man, and that's a large part of exactly what we're talking about on this little webcast series is the like behind the scenes difficulties in putting productions together and the details, and like for the best possible example is right now. So if you notice, we're in my truck and we're outside of Lansing. Are we in East Lansing?
We're probably in Lansing city limits.
Okay, so we're in the Lansing area, and he lives in Flint. I live in Kalamazoo. I'm headed to Grand Rapids later this afternoon, and so Lansing was kind of a logical spot for us to meet up and
these meetups happen.
Yeah, we need to discuss things as time goes by, and it's not always practical for him to come all the way to my office, and it's not always practical for me to drive all the way out to Flint because I don't necessarily have a lot to do there all the time. So either we'll meet in Ann Arbor, we'll meet at a casino on I-94, or we'll meet here in Lansing depending on what it is that we're doing while we're meeting. So today, he's got to get out of here real quick because he's got to get to work, but we want to talk about the projects that we've been working on and haven't released yet, and then the projects coming up in the next few months. So first thing I want to talk about is what we've been talking about on this little series is Dan's film production of The Raven, right? So what I was thinking is we get you a good VST of a Rhodes piano, and you kind of go to town and play some improvised tracks, and then we go over it and add some stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about what is gonna fit, and I think it should we can have an idea like that or whatever. Obviously, we're gonna get to that stuff later on once we film, but yeah, I was thinking like just get super baked, watch the footage that exists, and then tinkle around until something lines up with what I feel like's going on the scene, or like, oh, that was really emotional or whatever. We can totally just splice and whatnot, but long sections of improvised playing fitting the mood of what's going on the screen, I think we could yield some pretty positive results that way.
Yeah, definitely. And musically, Dan wants to make sure that you have complete control over this. So I haven't really talked about the division of labor, so that'll probably be another video. But
that's a good thing to talk about.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And what we're doing here is I'm sort of talking to everybody who's fulfilling various roles in this production, of one of which you are. So, I guess I'll do a little wrap-up video about, like, my thoughts on how we're getting all the pieces to work together. So, not trying to dwell on any subject for too long. So we're in the middle of producing his debut rap album. What's it called? Character Witness?
Character Witness. So I started doing like slam poetry and stuff like that, and then I was interested in that. I had heard some people say like, oh, you should try and totally do it to a beat, and then I was like, nah, this doesn't really, I don't think it really fits. Like, I like doing spoken word poetry, very free form and almost stand-up-y in nature. And I can't freestyle. I'm really still struggling on that, practicing a lot, and I do think it's a skill that can be attained.
Yeah.
So I was putting off rap and then playing out in New York in Dr. Magnum, like playing jam band music, but like hip hop tunes, old hip hop tunes, and being around those guys a lot too, just talking about that stuff, living in that frame of music. I did start to like visualize incorporating it, and then. So it's been kind of a long time coming. I have actually done some writing that fits more to rapping. I feel like I've developed a unique style, and it's just a matter of me actually going ahead and putting the like gas pedal down of like getting it out and then doing something with it other than, oh, you can make cool beats.
Yeah, you too. We should definitely. This is the lady that just said hello to us. She's actually really nice. She seems to be out and about doing her daily rounds. I don't know exactly what her situation is, but she said hello to us. She didn't ask for anything. She was actually very friendly. So anyway, I sort of derailed you, but you were talking about the jam band music scene's influence on your
well, basically, I really kind of decided that there's an avenue for rap in that, and there is, even at these festivals and stuff. Some like the rappers go to them, and even smaller festivals will have smaller name rap presence for sure. And like that's not reinventing the wheel in the least, but it's just like it's a space that I feel like I can contribute to, and the market will tell. But it's, I like the tunes, and I like myself, and so like
and
I
if
want
you've been
them out,
following
and if nobody,
us, you've heard some of these tunes
a little
as
bit,
they develop. If you follow me on social media, and obviously if you follow him on social media, then you'll see snippets of him like as we're recording stuff. As we're working on his record, we like to do little Instagram videos as he's cutting vocal tracks.
Nowhere near as many as I should.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna try to get much better with that. That's what this whole thing is about.
Exactly. But when we're famous and this is out as how we did it, then you'll know. While I was trying to do it, and I also wasn't putting out enough stuff. These guys who are successful, you can look back now and be like, oh yeah, they had the same problem. Look, they thought they should be doing more. Then you'll see us start doing more as this goes on. Absolutely. And then you'll see us become more.
Mm-hmm. So conceptually, this thing that he and I have been talking about all year is this 1/1/18. And so what we did is we sort of set an arbitrary date last year around Christmas of 2016. So December 2016, we decided in a little over a year's time, January 1st, 2018, we wanted to be free from like clock-in jobs, right? Or at least in a position where we were able to utilize those solely as like disparate streams of revenue rather than like relying on one guy's signature on a paycheck to be able to like live our lives. So I have gotten to that point. I mean, I still have an unemployment situation, and like I'm still beholden to clients and all that. So it's not like we wanted to go work free, but I just wanted to and well, it's not just me. I mean, we've been talking about this idea, and you're working very hard towards that end as well, looking into real estate investing, looking into hotel, restaurant, bar management, hospitality careers. Obviously the music, you've been a promoter in New York and in Flint. So conceptually, all of this stuff kind of ties in together, which is the point that I'm trying to make with all these little meetings and videos is we're not just like going from show to show to show and getting notoriety. Like, this is the grinding work that goes on behind the scenes. Like, we're meeting in a city that neither one of us live in to kind of further along these processes, and it's about being diligent with this stuff and working at it every single time. You're not expecting,
and it's amidst doing the work too. So it's like I'm further behind on the 1/18 concept as far as practicality is concerned, but it's incorporating it into the grind. You still have to go do the job and incorporate it in. All of these famous people who, especially older you look, like Da Vinci wasn't just he wasn't painting and then that's all he had to do in his fucking day. Like he was shoveling shit and whatnot. Like he had to live, he had to survive, and then he got to do his hobby and whatnot. He was passionate about it. This is any famous person, really, like, you know, and so I'm not quite as 1118's a reality yet, but like you have to act.
We still
as
got
if it
3
is.
months.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and if you think about it,
you know, buy a couple houses.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, like I can do everything I can in the meantime to start preparing myself for that little step by little step. Completely reevaluate foolishness with finances, and that's like an easy step first, and then like look into it, like figure out the market, look into the houses around Flint, and study the trends of what's selling way lower than it will in 5-10 years. You know, easy things, but also like still being on my grind to come. That's why we're meeting up in Lansing, in a city neither of us live in. Right?
Yeah.
Whenever you can fit it in, you fit it in to try and advance some of the things that you're trying to advance.
Absolutely.
And you gotta just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. And so that's
what I tell myself.
Right. And it's what he tells me, and it's what we talk about when we're talking about these things as well. So like on top of the album that we're producing for him, I mean, I have very little to do with it other than sort of, you know, helping him along the way, but it's a self-guided journey for him that I'm an assistant with. But you know, he works with me on photo shoots for weddings and stuff. Like we've been sort of talking about this company for years and years, and you know, he trusted me to do his videos with Dr. Magnum, which sort of was part of the whole beginning process of all of this. And last year, around the time where we developed this 1118 concept, we also started writing music together, which at some point we'll be releasing as Elmblad Media Group stuff, which you'll be finding out about shortly. And then so we're going to include videos like this while we're actually producing that music, so that way he can kind of tinker and mess with this national project that his record has become.
Shout out to Pure Opus Productions out in New York. Did the bulk of the recording there, and then I'm sending it out to the same guy to do the bulk of the finishing. Joe Shaw at Pure Opus Productions in random New York.
In some city of upstate New York.
Yeah, he's a longtime buddy of mine. Including him on this project is dope, and it's going to be dope. I definitely think we should be getting our stuff out before the album comes out, just because like a little bit more of like, okay, here's a little bit more polished stuff out. The album's going to sound a lot different anyway, so people who are kind of like, okay, I'm getting a little taste here. What is he up to when he puts out an album of his own and whatnot? And like, it'll just be more things to be out, more product out on the pages I don't post enough on, stuff like that. But
all right, so I guess he's got a split. I'm gonna wrap it up by saying this is a process, and we are in the middle of this process. So hopefully you will be able to learn along with us in whatever ways that we're doing things correctly or making mistakes. So we do both often, and I guess we'll say get back to work. I have been Zach Elmblad, and this is King Charles the Rapper. Elmblad Media Group, check it out. Elmbladmedia.com, ZachElmblad.com. We'll see you soon. I will probably be talking to the guys in Conrad Twitty Band tonight. Later.
It's 420 somewhere.